Ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kickin' with Tyree, hit a 3 like Kyrie.
All right, it's been a minute. Thank you guys for tuning in to Kickin' It with Tyree. It's been about a year and a half since I've done one. I'm here with Paperstacks. It's been about 2 years or 4 years since we done one. So, man, how you doing? How you been living?
See, to even ask me that question is the reason why we're here. The album is coming soon. It dropped May 26th. It's called Living Different. You know, I feel as though I'm doing things and experiencing things in my life right now that I never done before. And I definitely wanted to make a project about it. So as far as the question, I'm living different. You know what I'm saying?
That's wonderful. What inspired you with this album? I know it's been a couple years since you dropped one. What inspired you to, get back in the studio and record the album?
It's a big thing to me to constantly give content. The last project, Greedy, was about almost 2 years ago. So it was definitely time. The way I start a body of work, I just, I search for a sound that I want to highlight. Last project, it was more of a darker tone to me, and I wanted to keep that going. If you listen to songs like the first track, Money Hungry, is talking about me apologizing, me feeling a way about things that I missed in my like family lives, and then Greedy is aggressive, but it's not like a happy aggressive. Credit is real dark as far as the beat. So that was the tone of that one. The tone of the new project, I want it to be like a happier feel, something that feels like luxury, something that feels.
It definitely feels like a hot, warm summer day on the beach.
That's definitely what I was coming for. So, once I had that idea in my mind, that's the sound I want. Then things started coming. This beat work, this song work, and it's a few songs that didn't make it. I got but it's perfect the way it is now.
I bet. And how would you say people can expect this next album from you? Whether it be visually or musically. Like, where do you want to go from this album? That was like four questions. My bad.
Visually, as far as we got, it's yeah, a whole year. As far as the visuals, I have one official music video out so far. I have a freestyle that is also out. I want the look of it to look upper scale. Everything has to look upper scale. The concept of the video I just dropped. Yes, sir. It's a continuation of a video I did 2 years ago. The video 2 years ago, I was a waiter, and then that right there shows. And then in this one, I'm more of like bossed up. So that transition of being in service and now living a life of luxury shows living different. I just wanted to. That was my mindset with that. And everything has to look like that. Everything gonna play in that role. And as far as what I want from the project, it's always progression. I always just want to see progression from the last one and the one before that. That's my goal is to see progression and hopefully something.
Yeah, definitely. I'm gonna get into the album. Get into my favorite tracks. We played one of them earlier. Prepared. Like what was the influence in that one? I know you got a skit at the end. A quote from Will Smith, probably before the slap. That was definitely post slap. That I feel like that was one of the first I listened to it multiple times. That was the first song that like hit me right away from the album, and I went back to it, and I played that one first right away. So, so what influenced you on that one?
As soon as I heard the beat, I knew this was the vibe I was looking for the project, and the hook just came. It was like it just came. And I just got the rapping, and I just pieced it together and remembered certain lines, and then that was it. I know majority of the album was complete at this time frame, and I know I promised my brother Mo City a song. I know I promised a lot of people a song. Sometimes they don't pan out, but he wasn't on the last album. He wasn't on Greedy, so I knew I wanted him heavy on here. So I promised him a song, and when I heard the beat, I'm like, maybe this is it. And I recorded the hook first, and like I said, it just came. So it wasn't like no exact reason why that came about. It just I'm listening to the beat, and I'm inspired. I'm inspired, and it came. And then I sat down and wrote my verse. And once the verse was done, I knew City go perfectly with this.
Put it on his way to Chattanooga. And that's what he said. That's the one part I remember. I was like, wait. I was like, dang. I was like, that's cold. Like, it was so simple. It was so cold at the same time. Yeah.
He definitely talented with it. And I recorded, so the hook came first. I recorded the verse, and then I sent it his way. He was there when I recorded it, so then like he knew about the song, but I wanted to make sure it was a fit for him. He enjoyed it, and then he sent that back to me. It wasn't that long ago when he recorded it from today. It was like 4 weeks ago. So, a month ago. So the project pretty much got completed where I was really done tweaking it a couple of days ago. Like I just added a bridge to a song not that long ago. But, besides that song, that's how that song came about. That's how it was completed. The Will Smith thing, I wanted Will on there in general. It wasn't like planned that way where I was like, I got to find something with Will. It was like the song is called Prepared. In the hook, I'm talking about like, the city is getting, dangerous, honestly. And it's been that way, honestly. But in these situations, you have to always be ready, always be prepared, always be alert. And that's the underlying tone of that. And when I heard the Will Smith interview when he said, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. That right there, I was like, that's perfect. That right there embodies the message I'm trying to do. So that's but then it was a plus. It's Will Smith. He in the news right now. So.
Definitely a plus. Let's talk about how you started the album with The Gifted. Why did you want to start the album that way with that track?
The song The Gifted is one of those where I'm at that moment when I recorded that song, when I wrote the song. So that was like a stamp in time of that particular moment. Like I'm mentioning things like wanting more, mentioning things like getting a new car, mentioning things like my sister just had a son, which he 1 year old now. I wrote that when I think this was obviously around the time she gave birth. So there was a moment in time, and listening to the reason why it's track one is because that instrumental, that beat gives you like this is what we finna get into. You know what I'm saying? It's like this you finna get instrumentals of this sound, this is where we at this time around. And I thought it was a good way to start it off.
I feel like all your albums always have a great intro, that gets you ready for the album. It ain't too fast, it ain't too slow. It's like almost like, all right, I'm gonna talk to you real quick, and then we go get into the album.
it's certain artists, like Meek Mill, for instance, is like a artist who's stamped as like his intro being one of his best songs. His intro gotta always be crazy, and that's not my take on it. It's more of a, when you open a book and you read that first part, it's giving you what you're getting into. It don't have to be the best part of the whole book, the climax of the book. It's just like an opening. So that's my take. I tend to not make the track one be like the best song. I just want it to be like, hey, I appreciate you for coming. This is what you're getting into.
I was about to say, now moving on. I'm just going through the album pretty much, just asking you about what inspired you and what, caused you to, write that song. Now we talking about, we having a conversation now. I'm going to talk about car conversations. What inspired you about that? Was you riding around and it just hit you? Or what happened with that one?
Okay, car conversations. Yeah, Gray, she's so dope on there. She's really talented. If you don't know who she is, great genius. Definitely go pull her up. That song, just so y'all know, this is uncut. So we gonna reveal things that Gray probably don't even know. So don't hate me for this, Gray. So like the song, when I started writing it, obviously again the beat fit what I was doing. Listening to the project at that time frame, I didn't have a lot of the female oriented songs, and so like Vibe With You wasn't complete. The song with me and Troy Tyler wasn't complete. So like I knew I wanted something that's like a smooth setting, something, because that's another thing. I want every song to be a new vibe, something that it can be played in a different setting. So I wanted something like real smooth, real laid back, real P, and I wanted it to be more female friendly. A lot of P songs be like uplifting men, like, oh yeah, you a boss, you could pull any girl. I wanted to be like a girl can ride to this and be like, yeah, I like this smooth. And so that was my intent. Now, as far as the car conversation, I was having females in the car a lot at that time frame. Oh my God. So, it was definitely, I got a new car. Why not use it? So that's pretty much what was happening at that time frame. And so the part where Gray might, okay, so when I first wrote the song, the first artist that popped in my head that I wanted to have featured on there was Amarillo. Amarillo, extremely dope. We worked one time in the past. She got like it's like I don't know how to put it. It's a certain sound to her where I was like, this might be it. And then when I reached out to her, she was willing to work. She just had a lot going on in her life at the time. So I'm like, that's fine. We'll do something in the future. And so then I was at a dilemma because she was the person on my mind. So I sat down with City, and me and City went over a bunch of female singers. I wanted to be a female. It had to be a female because I got so many male singers on the project. So it had to be a female singer. And we went over a few lists of female singers in the city. And then, Gray is family. And, when he said Gray, it was just like a light bulb moment. Like, damn, I can't believe I didn't think of Gray. And so, when I reached out to her, she was like, send me the song, sent it to her. Because my parts was already in. And, she, you know what I'm saying? So, like, a lot of the songs, the singers went off me. They went off my vibe, not vice versa. Usually the hook be the foundation. What comes first. A lot of it went off me. And I got a lot of perfect hooks. I'm not gonna lie, it's a lot of them on there. And I think Gray might have the perfect hook. Not saying that's like the best song, but I'm telling you, when you listen to that, Gray just went. It's just like me rapping, give it a certain tone, but when she come in, it's like a drastic change, and it's like, oh my God, it's just. I remember when we recorded it, I had like a big session and she came. And I didn't know what to expect. I knew she's extremely dope, so I knew she was going, go crazy, but I didn't pre-hear it. And so when she went in there and recorded it, no lie, I'm not lying, I'm not playing. I almost shed a tear. You know what I'm saying? It was one of those moments where I'm like, damn, you going crazy. And this my song. You doing this on my song. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, damn. So that's where that song came about.
Okay. We're going to take a break real quick. I'm going to be right back.
Ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kick it with Tyree, hit it 3 like Kyrie.
And we back. Sorry for the technical difficulties. We back talking about living different with Paperstacks, man. All right, I'm moving randomly through the album. I ain't going all the way down the line. I'm just popping around. Let's talk about Friend Zone, featuring the great Tyler, Troy Tyler. What was the influence of that? I definitely been in some situations in the friend zone. I definitely like to hear about it.
Of course. So the situation with Troy Tyler kind of crazy. Me and Troy did a lot of things together so far. Like I featured him, he featured me. We've been featured on somebody else's song together. So we definitely didn't cross paths a lot. And we didn't perform on the same sets a few times too. So we I wouldn't say we like brothers, like how I am with City and Peasy and them, but it's more like we tight, So like I'm out and about and I run into him, and I've been cooking on this album for a while. Some people know about it, some people didn't, and he knew that I was cooking, and he was like, "Bro, send me something." So like I let him hear a vibe with you with Clayton, and Clayton wasn't on there yet. So he no hook. It's just my 2 verses. The last verse I recorded the same day Clayton come did his hook. So like he heard that, he like, I want this. And I'm like, I can't give it to you. I already promised it to somebody that I can't give it to. But I'm like, we're gonna cook up something fresh. So that's really one of the last songs that was created for the album, because it's literally created for us to work. I rock with Troy. I definitely wanted him on the project. So how it happened is I sent him the beat that I had in mind, and I let him create the whole concept of the entire song. He presented that hook to me. It was when I heard the hook, I'm like, friend zone, light bulb. And so like as you stated, you've been in situations like that. All of us, some blessed people probably haven't. But all of us been in situations of that nature somehow, some way. And so, it was easy for me to write to it. And then he said he want a verse too. Whatever he want is yours. You know what I'm saying? He's that talented. So I'm like, let's do it. So he wrote a verse too. And then, when we went to the studio and recorded it, I was blown away. It was like, this could be the best song on the project, just off of just you, That's how talented he is. That's how good the song is. And I was gonna add a bridge, because when I went home and listened to it, it was a lot of him and not a lot of me. But it was perfect. It was like a perfect song. And thank you. And I was like, sometimes it's just me complimenting what he did, and I just left it like that. So. It's, a lot of Troy, a little bit of me.
That's crazy. You made it fresh, and I feel like I definitely related to that song. I've been in situations before where, you in a friend zone, it just happened that way though. Sometimes you be like, all right, if you didn't establish that almost from the get, you in a friend zone. Like, you gotta, sometimes establish like where the relationship or the friendship is going type of shit.
But we learn that with time. We learn, sometimes you got to be a little bit more aggressive, not overly aggressive, but you got to let them know what your intentions are. That's something that you learn over time. I mean, even it can still happen. She might just not be interested, so she put you there. But it's definitely something a lot of a lot of men can relate to.
I definitely put some women in the friend zone. You know, you never know.
It's definitely men doing that too. You know,
You're like, oh yeah, baby, you just my friend. Come on, chill out.
baby, be easy, baby.
All right, yeah, man, it be like that. Let's keep it grooving, keep it moving. Let's get to the big guy 4. You know, what I know what inspired you on that.
Yeah,
You always gotta have a big guy on the album.
it's definitely something. One of my idols is Rick Ross, and he started his career with the Maybach Music series, and each album he had like a new addition to it. He's been stopped doing it now, but that's definitely what inspires me for this. You know, the last one. Okay, let's start there. Each big guy, I want it to be a different vibe within his own, since it is a saga. So like the first one was more rapidy, more of a build up. The second one was more of a hit, more modern, how auto tuned out it was. The last one was more of a mafia, more of a Griselda type of feel. And then this one, when I heard the beat, it was more of a fun, more of a LA type of vibe. And what made me pick this as Big Guy 4, when I heard the beat, the very first line I say, real niggas back in style, so it feel right. I had that instantly. And I knew this would be Big Guy 4. And so the whole song in my mind is based around that line because, I feel as though in today's time, people brag on being unhunted. I've seen famous people talk about, oh, I'm a scammer, oh, I'm a finesser, I'm shiesty. It's literally a rapper who got that in his name. And then, me, where I always, if somebody called me shiesty, that would be an insult, So in my mind, I feel as though it's becoming more of a thing to play people, to finesse people and then brag about it. You know what I'm saying? Scamming I get people writing me all the time. Hey, Cash App, like you really out here just scamming people. So I feel as though me and my team and the people I run with, we all hunted, and we definitely moving, and it's becoming back in style. So people who move with those values should definitely conform to us and listen to us, or relate to us, because we try to be hunted. And the idea of this song is to always feature somebody who's a little heavier. So you see what I'm saying? And so how Fifth came along, Fifth has done The World Ain't Seen It Yet. His next album gonna really display it, which he's dropping right after me. He switched his entire style up, his entire sound, how he's approaching music. He's really entering into like an R&B wave. It sounds fun. It sounds like an LA vibe. So like I knew he was perfect for the hood. Before this day, we haven't had a song that was fully organic between me and him. Fried Chicken was really supposed to be just me and City. And when we recorded it, he like, this is crazy. I want to hop on this. Come on, But it wasn't like, hey, this is for you. This is perfect for you. We never had those type of moments yet. And that's why I was happy this song came about, because it was the perfect moment for me and Fifth to really work. And it's like, this was me. You was the first person I had in mind. I knew you was supposed to be on it. And I got friends that I consider my brothers that I want to always have that. Like me and Solo ain't had that yet. And I want to get that out the way, because I don't want him to feel like I don't like his music or I don't like his sound. It wasn't just perfect, This was perfect for Fifth. And the CT thing, CT was always on my list of artists to go on a Big Guy series. That's why we haven't pretty much worked before this. We tried to work before, honestly, when I think about it. I ended up scrapping the song. But he was always on my mindset for this. I think CT is the embodiment of somebody who is hunted. I've never heard or seen any like or anything of him being non. People always talk highly of him as far as a person. So I'm like, this would be perfect. And then as far as the idea of the song, he fits the criteria. So like, I sent it to him. He absolutely loved it. Me and Fifth Parts was already on there. He came and laid his verse down. I fell in love with his verse.
Yeah, I fucked with it. I really, I've been listening to albums forever, so I always know when the big guy come up, y'all gonna be rapping. So I always know that we gonna keep it moving, keep it grooving. If it ain't no Stacks album, if we ain't talking about Chicken One, if we ain't talking about Bird, we ain't talking about Stacks. I almost associate Bird with. I'm pretty sure I associate it with you. So. Oh God, somebody got to sponsor him. Tell Rick Ross to cut the check. He already got 4 or 5 songs you can use on a commercial almost. Oh God, somebody go introduce him one day. Why? So what was the influence on All Chicken No Sides?
Troy or Clayton or Gray. And so I knew I needed at least one that was just me. So that was my mindset. When I heard the beat, I knew this was perfect. It fit the criteria for the project. It's definitely like LA, Larry June, old Wiz type of vibe to me. So
not gonna lie, I felt like that with this whole album. It felt like a LA West Coast type of feel. Like
it's definitely influenced. Like
it felt like I ain't trying to compare. Like the beats felt like I was listening to like a Blast album or like something like in that area. Like West Coast sound.
Definitely. It's the people that was really like in my mindset was like old Wiz, Larry June, mixed with like a Rick Ross and like West Side Gun, and it's like a sprinkle of Drake here and there. Drake will always be sprinkled, and I think most people. But that's really what the influencers on this. But the All Chicken No Sides, I just wanted one that's just me. That's gonna be like something to get played heavy. People, it's like, oh, I like this. This is my favorite song, or something like that. There's a lot of the just me solo are more like in depth, more personal. And that one was like, we just finna rap here. We just finna talk. We just finna flex a little bit. It's really nothing, to take from it as far as like, oh, I learned something from this. It's just more flexing and just having fun on that type of beat. And I gotta have something involving chicken, and that, it's crazy. Somebody else said that to me, like, and I thought that was a nice slogan. All chicken, no sides. I'm like, I like that, I like that. So, that's where that came about.
Definitely. Like I said, we used to kick it so much back in the day. So it was like every time we got together, it was like, oh, we getting some chicken. Like, man, where we getting the chicken from? Or where we getting it from?
Some things don't change, man.
Like every time it was like, hey, bro, where we getting the chicken at today? Or just sitting at the studio for, a couple hours while y'all had a session or something like that.
And pull up, go get some bird.
Pull up, go get some bird. Come right back. That was always. I felt like that was like 2018 to me. The whole year felt like.
What a year! We went on a run. Right after that, I was 18 and 19 was great years.
Yeah, beautiful, man. Let's keep it moving, grooving. Like I said, Now I'm on. Like I said, I'm moving around. I'm gonna go hit vibe with you next, and then what was the? I know that was like like another one for the ladies.
Right.
What was the influence behind that, and why Clayton?
Uh, okay. Vibe with you. The idea of it was one of the first songs of the project. So like I had it in mind early on. Um, my first two verses were recorded early on. Um, I had a show a while back ago at the Cactus Club. Um, this was 2021 in July. Um, and Clayton was a part of that set. Now, me and Clayton history dip back a little more. I used to work at Fresh Time Farmers Market, the grocery store, and he would come in there often, sit down and write, or just vibe out in there. They got like a little seating area, and one day we just get to chopping it up, and he telling me he do music, and I'm telling him I do music as well, and then we talked about working, but it just never came about, and then we were both booked for the Mocha virtual show. That was during the pandemic where you couldn't have actual shows, and that we ain't seen each other in a while, and then we seen each other there, and we just chopping it up, oh, how you been, yada yada, and then I told him like I'm cooking right now. I'm cooking on this album. I'm gonna have something for you, because we've been talking about it. And then so I kept him in mind. I always had him for that song. For that song, I'm gonna put Clayton on here. Even if I ain't heard it, he's gonna be on here, because he's really dope. I do think he's really talented, and I wanted to give him something. And then, for that to be one of the first songs that I came up with and I recorded my verse, his parts came extremely late in like actual finishing the project. I think he came to the very last session and recorded his hook. So I didn't even know the magnitude of or how impactful the song was going to be, because that's one of my favorite songs personally. And like my idea for the video for that song would be crazy. Like that's because it's one of my favorite songs. So the idea for it is just I'm cooking right now. So I was extremely thrilled with his his hook and his bridge, what he brought to the table, and that's how that song came.
Yeah. I can't do it for you. We gonna take one more break and we gonna wrap it up.
Ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kickin' with Tyree, hit a 3 like Kyrie.
Alright, we back. I lied, we ain't wrapping it up, but we got like half the album left. We back doing it, the interlude, the song title, the album title, Living Different. What was the influence behind that? I know it's just you wanted something that, characterized the whole album and, brought it all together in the middle.
So the Living Different title of the album and title of the song is really a drastic change in lifestyle. A lot of people don't know. I was driving a Saturn '07, and it was really run down. I had like my struts was bad. My muffler was like 3 lawnmowers. You know what I'm saying? It was really terrible. And now I drive a BMW. You know what I'm saying? 2018. It's that drastic. I'm really in a different situation, and I wanted this song to be a little bit of that, and then just like really just something real to me, just something deep, like the lines about my granny, and the lines of about my cousin, and about my ex, things of that nature. And the song wasn't even called Living Different when I first made it. I just knew like, yeah, this embodies that. So I changed the title to that, and it's either this or the outro, but it's probably the deepest song to me personally. So yeah.
Moving right along, right along. Now we on real love, 40 love. You know, the continuation video. What was kind of the influence of that? You know, trying to create a concept around love.
Well, it's always gonna be a sprinkle of that in there. You know, I'm really like a romantic by heart, but real love. I think I look around today's modern time, and everybody is happy with being in multiple situations. You know, from it's not just men, it's women too. Women like to, you know, have freedom and get around. Same thing as men, and you know, I'm not opposed to that lifestyle. If that's what you choose. My mindset is if I choose you to be my girl, or you know, let's go down this road together. Let's go down this road together. You know, I don't. I'm if I choose you, I'm looking for the real deal. So that's what I wanted that first half of that song to be about, to really embody. And you know, it just so happens I ran into the model of the music video. It's like, oh yeah, let's just continue what we did before. You know? Yeah. So it worked out. And then 40 Love, both songs were originally separated, obviously. And when I putting the album together and I got the tracking, like the list, I had too many songs in my mind. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to scrap some songs or you know do something, and merging them was one of my solutions. And the reason why I merged them is just because love is in both titles. Now the 40 Love half of the song is 40 Love is a tennis term. It's when so like the way scoring is ranked. If it's 40 Love, I need one more shot to win, and you have 0. Love is 0. So it's the embodiment of I'm really winning and you not. You know, that's that concept of that title. And in that entire song, that entire half, it's a lot of sports references, like from basketball to tennis. I believe I talk about football. And then it's just like it's like the beat was just like go flex on them right fast. You know, it just screamed that. And so that's what I wanted to do on there. And then 40 Love, when I titled it 40 Love, I just like let's do a lot of sports references. So that's pretty much what that is. And they was good to combine. There's just love in both names.
Now we just running through the album, y'all, because now we ain't out of order now. We going right through. We on You. Title You. Now, we talking about Stacks as well, but we on You, man. What was the influence behind that?
You. Okay, it's a most people who've heard the song You interpret it. I don't how you interpret a song is how you interpret a song, but they interpret it as if it's a love song, and I understand why they get that, but in my mindset, it's not. You know, when I was writing it, it's not. If you really listen to the song, it's me being in a situation where I love or I'm in love with this woman and she doesn't believe me. So I have to literally list out every detail and every reason of why I'm in love with you, you know, because in today's time, you know, like, okay, for instance, obviously it's a movie, but when you watch movies and you see the two main characters, the man and the female, and towards the end of the movie, and they finally connect, and then one of them say, I love you, right? In the movie. And the other person react as if that's all they wanted to hear. They've been waiting to hear those words from this person. And this is all I wanted. And they like extremely, you know, thrilled. And in my mind, the way I conduct myself in my personal life, I don't say those words unless I mean it, you know? So based off that same concept of how it's displayed in movies. And nowadays, even saying that, even make it to that point, I'm already at a point where it's people I've dealt with that I didn't feel this way, and I feel this way about you. And when I say it, it's still met with disbelief. So that's what the song is really about. The way I formatted it, though, I was at the time. I know it's like kind of coinky dink because Kendrick just dropped something involving that, but I recorded the song before he did that. But the song by Marvin Gaye, "I Want You." I love that song. When I listen to it, to me, he's displaying true emotion to a woman in the simplest form. If you listen to the hook, it's not that deep. He's just saying, "I want you, and I want you to want me too." That's it. And it's so impactful to me. And so I wanted this song "You" to be so simple. Like, I want to do it with you. I'd rather do it with you. It's so simple, but it's like, to me, it's in like a poetic form. And then when I recorded it, I knew it needed more. So I contacted Felix. I've seen him perform live. He can really like hold long notes, and I love the way he flow when he sings. So I'm like, that's the one. So I contacted him, and we made magic.
Well, that's really interesting. Like you're trying to explain your love, and prove. Like, why do you have to prove it? Type deal. You know what I'm saying?
Like me saying it should be enough. It's like that.
Definitely feel that, and then you run right back with the next song, "Paradise." That song that was a song that I told you that I felt like it was a West Coast feel, West Coast, on the beach, chilling. You got a DJ, or you on a picnic with everybody, playing volleyball or something. That's how I felt. Like I was down at Bradford Beach, chilling. That's how I felt. So what was the inspiration behind that?
Paradise is okay. So it's a little history. Before I started uploading music to streaming sites, which I would consider albums, I made a lot of mixtapes in my past. I made 5 in total. I have a song called "Paradise" from back then, and when I heard this beat, it was similar, or it reminded me of it. So I wanted to basically do that concept again. Even my bridge at the end of the song is the hook from my original song. So it's like, if you've been rocking with me for that long, it's like
it's a full circle.
You see what I'm saying? It's a little something. E Major, the singer, he was supposed to be on "Greedy," the album, and the song that we created, it was issues uploading it. So when I tried to upload it to DistroKid, which is what I go through for my distribution, it was issues because I end up, I think I misspelled something. So then when I went back in to correct it, now it was like a glitch where I just couldn't upload the song. So I felt as though I owed him one. So I'm like, bro, don't worry. I got you. We're going to do something on my next one. So I knew I think that was the first song I recorded for this project. So that's how old that song is. And I knew I had to get one in with him. So he was the person in mind. He wrote all his parts, and I think he did fantastic. And then, it just went like that.
That's what's up. That's what's up. I keep hearing something. That's I think that's the carpet.
Hold on, somebody.
All right, real quick.
What'd he do?
We will be right back.
Ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kick it with Tyree, hit it 3 like Kyrie.
Yeah, we back again. Stacks got a call, so we stopped. We all good. Now we on top of the city, the Most City interlude. You said you had to have Mo on this album because he wasn't on the last one. What was the, reasoning for this one?
Okay, so this one is kind of funny a little bit. City is real particular with his music. Everything don't always go. He probably got like a huge folder of songs that he scrapped. and they don't even be bad. It just be, oh, I don't like this or this don't fit. This, something like that. So like, this song was one of my favorite songs by him, and it really fit the project to me. So, but it didn't happen in that timeline. Like we just driving one day, and he played it just randomly, and I was like, we going crazy. And I'm like, bro, why didn't you drop this? And he was like, bro, it don't fit my project, it don't fit my sound. And I was like, give it to me. I just said it just like, and he was like, all right. And then the next time I talked to him, I told him like, I'm serious. Like, I'm really putting this on the project. He was like, you for real? And I was like, yeah. He was like, all right. So, that's how it really happened. And then, he's really going crazy on there. That's one of my favorite songs by him. And then the skit at the end, I added that. It's just something to, really tie it into the project.
Yeah, I feel
because it is a song previously before this. So I'm like, let's tie it into the project. But yeah, it's he's going crazy. I definitely appreciate him showing love like that. And it's one of the best songs on the project.
I definitely fuck with it. That was my original favorite. Mm-hmm. Like when I first ran through it, I was like, "Oh, Top of the City cold."
He's going crazy.
It. And then here I go interrupting the podcast now. No, we're good. So that was my first one running through. That was my first one, and then the second run through was Paradise. I'll probably have another one the next time I run it through. Mm-hmm. So I think we at the end now, right?
Yeah.
We at the end with What a Feeling,
What a feeling.
What a feeling. What was your inspiration with that one? You wanted something to really close out this project and leave people feeling the way you wanted them to feel, or where you wanted to go with that? So
that was a good explanation. That's definitely one of my motives. It's also at a point in time, not only am I doing better in life a little bit, I'm also at a point where the music, I want it to pop. I want it to work. I'm at a point where I'm like I'm at a point where I could walk away. You know what I'm saying? So and I know a lot of people make it to that point. A lot of people, are, in those, hit that wall. And that's where I was at when I was writing the song. That's my mindset with it. And I wanted to, just put it on paper, put it on a song, just say how I feel. And I thought it was perfect to end the project like that. Because if I do walk away, then that will be the last song, that you hear from me. And that's why it was perfect to go last.
I feel you. It was definitely, it fit the, the whole vibe of the album and really left you, feeling, like that was the last song, like this was complete work of art.
Yeah.
So
ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kick it with Tyree, hit it 3 like Kyrie.
Here we go. And we back again, technical difficulties.
Definitely.
But like I said, you said this is something you can walk away. Like, where do you go from here?
Right. So, a lot of my friends don't approve of that feeling or that statement. And they asked me that same question. And when I explained it to my mom did hair a majority of her career, right? And she was a hairstylist, real popular doing it. Then she started, and working in a salon. Then she ended up getting her own salon. And today she doesn't do hair at all. She's doing something else with her life, and it's more fruitful. And not saying what else, if I do something else, it would be more fruitful. Her example was, it's okay if you feel like you've done enough. You know, if you feel like you're ready to step away from it, it's okay. And you know, that was the only positive advice that I received. Not saying people saying don't give up. It's not positive advice, but you know, if I'm feeling a way about something, or I'm feeling like I made it to a point where I want to put the music down. You know, that was the only person who told me, if you feeling this way and it's really what you want to do, it's okay. You know, everybody else was, don't do it. You could go so far. And not saying I'm not talented enough, but it's only so much of your life you can put into something when it's not making it or receiving the results. You know what I'm saying? That's just proper business. You know, if I start a business and the numbers ain't adding up, the business might close. You know what I'm saying? And you got to look at it in the same facet. You know, we put so much into this. Each video costs, beats costs, studio time costs, just having the look costs. You know, everything is you put so much into it, and you hope and pray you get it back in return one day. And I'm just some days I'm at a point where I'm ready to put this drive and this motivation that I have into something else.
I definitely understand that, man. That's how I feel about a lot of things sometimes. You know, sometimes you put so much into it and then you don't feel the fruits of your labor until you stop doing it.
Right.
Because everybody gonna tell you to come back. Watch, you gonna get the most features you ever got. As soon as you be like, oh, you retired, they gonna hit you every feature. Hold up, you ain't retired yet. Feature on this.
Yeah, you
watch.
Definitely on something. I mean, like I said, I appreciate the motivation, but this wasn't one of those where I was lacking confidence. This was a thought out thing. You know, this is me really thinking, should I continue this? You know, it wasn't and it wasn't moving off of emotion or something that occurred where I'm like, oh yeah, this, you know, it's really like I'm looking around and I'm like a lot of the people that I run with that does music now haven't been doing it as long as me. I've been recording since I was 15. You know, I've been writing music since I was 9. Before I even put out my very first project on streaming sites, I put out 5 mixtapes, 6 if you include the group tape. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of work. Then we at the 4th album technically, so you know that's a lot of work. It's a lot of putting, you know, and it's not about actually like making it. It's a portion, but it's not all about that. It's about, I just told you, what's that, 10 projects?
Yeah.
If you include the one now, I paid for it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Like, that's money that could have went to something else, or put here, or done that. You know, it's you know, I don't have like sponsors or, you know, anything of that nature. So, you know, it comes a time when you got to look at something and be like, you know, what's the you know, is this really smart? You know, is this really smart to keep continuing with this? And so that's just where I'm at now. With this album, I feel as though it's one of my best works probably ever. So I definitely want to push it as hard as I can. I got meetings with people to help me with promotion, to help me with things of that nature. So, you know, we're definitely gonna go all in, and we're gonna see how I feel, you know, a month, 2 months after it's released. And if I still feeling the same way, then that's definitely a possibility.
Hey man, I don't want to see you retire from music, obviously. But I want to thank you for doing this with me, or reaching out to me to do this.
Right, of course.
Yeah, it's an honor to get back in front of the camera and have you as the first guest, or first person I get back in front of the camera with in like a year and a half. So
that last one was fire. I ain't no cap. Last one was fire.
Like, so it's an honor, man, to pretty much come full circle with you.
Right.
So
I appreciate you. You know, it's just, you know, we sitting down discussing it all. I'm gonna go on a real music round. where I go on different podcasts, but they not gonna get this. What this is? This is we literally went through each song, got in depth. I'm telling you things that people might not know. You know, everybody else ain't gonna get that. You know, I have to get that. Do that with you. You know, like I'm gonna go to a podcast right after this. So you know, we for the talk, and we for the like, yeah, I'm coming. Go get that. That's it.
Yeah,
you know?
I feel you, man. I appreciate you so much, bro. And we really wrapping it up. I love what we just did here, bro. Thank you for reaching out to me, man. This might reignite me to come out of the shell again, you know?
Definitely. I mean, like what you do, and when it comes to this, I know you do other things as well. But this, it's not too many platforms in the city for people to come and just, you know, and just you know, relay how they feeling, how you know, it's not just music. Somebody, you know, who I don't know, who's a model can come and sit and talk about, you know, their journey, and you know, it's just things like that, you know, the city don't really have for its influencers and artists, you know, and your platform really did well the first time around. You know, everybody was pulling up on you, you know, so that's...
Yeah, man, that burnout ain't no joke, though. I ain't gonna lie to you, boy. I was in the studio for 10 hours. Like, we'd all be there. You gotta remember, like, you'd be popping in, everybody would pop in, and I'd be there the whole day. I'd just be like, yeah, I've been interviewing people since 9 a.m. or something like that. Yeah. And I wouldn't leave until 9 p.m. You know, I had like 3 things a bird already, you know.
I mean, you was living with the bird, though. You living.
Like, I was like... Yeah, but yeah, man, this definitely got me back ready to do this. So I want to appreciate you, and I want to thank y'all for tuning in to Kickin' It with Tyree for the first time in a minute.
And the album will be everywhere on all music platforms. It dropped May 26th. Go get that, you know.
Go get that. Living different. Because we are living different out here.
You know, we're getting older.
We're getting older. We getting, you know, our back's starting to hurt.
Man,
these.
That might be the bird. The bird was doing it.
Well, again, man, thank you, and thank you guys. That's a wrap. Peace.
I want it all. That's how we live. I'm trying to take us to the moon and further in. I pulled this bitch the other day. She fuck on cam. I made a star guest appearance on her OnlyFans. I run it up. That's how I'm bred. My pops taught me being broke ain't no way to live. I'm from a city where it's rough. You need thicker skin. That's why I keep these feelings tucked and I stay prepared. I'm so prepared, nigga. You might just feel this from a mile away. I'm talking greasy. I be out here giving niggas game. See, when we drop, we put them boys to shame. See, it's a difference. We just different when we rap the same. We the wave and you know this, boy. I can tell when we drop, you be so annoyed. I got a feeling we can go forever. I got my foot up on their necks and I will not let up. To those who doubt it, I'm gon' show them that's my whole vendetta. I want the guala, want the paper, I want all the cheddar. Me and my niggas out here breaking rules. I feel like Future when I promise we won't never lose.
Ducked off low key, yeah, you know me. Kickin' with Tyree, hit it 3 like Kyrie.